Yemen has never been a perfect democracy or a island of stability. The alternative would be for us to play whack-a-mole every time there is a terrorist actor inside of any given country to deploy U.S. troops. And that's not a sustainable strategy.
I hate when he says whack-a-mole in reference to this problem. It really is beneath the presidency. Anyway, joining us now is Tom Rogan, columnist for the UK Daily Telegraph and National Review. Tom, welcome, sir.
Good to be with you, Steve.
You know, this is Obama's Yemen strategy. You write all about it in your piece at nationalreview.com. POTUS fiddles while ISIS and al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula gain strength. And don't forget, it was 2014, the day before 9/11, when he was going to attack ISIS, and he told us he's going to use the same strategy against ISIS, the successful strategy that he's used in Yemen.
Yes, I mean, the president loves to draw these false consistencies. You know, he suggests, when he's under pressure, he suggests the only option is what he's doing or a full-scale invasion in the vein of 2003 Iraq. And of course, that's absolutely not what's going on here. But the most unbelievable question with Yemen is that he used Yemen on September 10th, 2014, as an example of where his counterterrorism strategy has been profoundly successful. And not only that, he used it in the speech when he was announcing his ISIS strategy. So it brings into doubt not just, of course, Yemen, but also the essence of the strategy that he's now employing in Iraq and Syria, which is not succeeding.
Well, I think you make a great point when you say that he always brings the false choice of either a full-scale invasion and a war, a full all-out war, or what he is doing, which is usually not a whole lot. And right. I mean, I don't know. What is he happy with? What is his high watermark, low watermark? I mean, is he just happy with the status quo?
I think he just want to engage. Certainly, and you see this in terms of the administration, how they comment on, Salafi jihadism, which is the pretty, obvious threat in question with Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Boko Haram, all these groups. They don't want to address that. They would rather put it in the vein of criminality. And so there is an absence of willingness to deal with the threat as it is. But I think more than that, they also, it's just too, from their perspective, it is just too complicated, too difficult. So it is easy to demagogue against their critics and say, look, they want to re-invade every country in the world and have a mass world war. But what we're doing is sort of careful and calculated, and we're doing these pinpoint strikes, and we're just destabilizing these networks. It's totally ridiculous. And that is, I mean, I always say to people, don't take my word from it as a conservative columnist. Talk to someone who works either in the military or in the intelligence services. And I tell you what, in the intelligence services, which are actually, a lot of them are more liberal than they are conservative in their political slants, the president's credibility is just awful. He is just not seen as a serious national security leader.
And Tom, is this not in Yemen an Iranian-backed or sponsored overthrow of the government?
Right. Well, it absolutely is. I mean, look, the rebels there subscribe to a slightly different version of Shia Islam. They're not Shia Islamists in the vein of Khomeini, the original Ayatollah in Iran, but they are supported by Iran for their links and for the fact that they are anti-American and anti the Sunni Arab monarchy, Saudi Arabia. And again, this all plays to one of the reasons, for example, that the president was so keen to be in Saudi Arabia and play up the relationship there, is because he has no credibility with the Sunni Arab monarchies. He has no credibility with Israel, which people know anyway. And all of that comes down to the fact that Iran is expanding its theological power, but he's sending letters to Khamenei saying that I'm desperate for the deal. I mean, but there is a I mean, you laugh because it's sad.
It's sad.
But how does this? What message does this send to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard?
I think it sends the message that Obama once sent. He's on their side, whatever that means. I mean, listen to the glowing terms in which he talks about them. One final question here. Jordan is saying that apparently they're willing to trade this female would-be suicide bomber that they've held in prison for many years for their captured pilot in exchange with ISIS. Good or bad move?
Well, listen, I think my big gripe is with ransom payments, because I see them as deferred death payments. But I think in this specific measure, to get their pilot back who was courageous, if they can make that deal, they should make it. And then they should just prioritize dropping a bomb on this al-Rashawi, when she goes back to the Islamic State and taking her out there. She's already been given a death sentence, so they should just carry it out on the battlefield. But if they can get their guy back, who again, this guy was a courageous pilot who was, I would personally, it's a very difficult call, but I would just say get him back and then prioritize killing her.
All right. Tom Rogan, always great to talk to you, sir. Thank you very, very much. And when I said that Obama might be on the side of Iran, I don't mean that he wants to annihilate Israel or that kind of thing. I just mean he's on the side of Iran here. The Congress wants to reign in Iran. He doesn't. Iran threatens Israel. He says it's okay. I mean, think about it. We're coming back.